I'm ready. Let's do it. What's my name? My name is Michael Glover. Where I'm from? St. Matthews, South Carolina. That's a good question. Why New York? It was the place to be, and I had big dreams. I had to be there. When I got to the Holland Tunnel in the U-Haul truck, I told myself at that very moment, this is it. There's no going back. All right. So you want to know how it all got started, right? Right here, Brooklyn Promenade, 20 years ago. This is where the dream or dreams began, right here. Chasing that television entertainment world, where I made the promise to myself to never give up. When I got to New York, it was much different from Charlotte. In Charlotte, I knew a lot, I did a lot, had a lot more connections. It was great. But in New York, it was every man for, himself, herself. And the competition was, very stiff. And you're living in this city where millions of people come to chase something. And I was ready for it. It was something that I wanted to do. I spoke to my parents about it. And they said, if this is something you want to do, go and do it. Chase your dream. Live your life. And things got busy when I first got here. Did a couple background productions. It was cool. Did Change a Heart. That was cool. Very fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And then that's when, the competition, got real. I'm going to these auditions and, the rooms are filled with a ton of people. You're out in the hallway, looking at the sides and whatever. And you go in these rooms and you read for these, casting directors, and it's like, okay, thank you for coming out. We'll be in touch. After a while, nothing really materialized. And not that I got worried, but it was more like, how can I, break in? Like, what do I need to do to maintain, that drive, that hunger? Because things kind of went, I won't say sour, but things just weren't picking up. So, again, coming to the promenade was an area in Brooklyn where I just observed the city, observed the skyline. It was a place for me to, relax and just think about my next move. Going to Staten Island, that was my second home. Staten Island, you're riding the ferry over, it's very cool. I like being in the water, so as I'm riding over to Staten Island, it allows me to clear my thoughts, kind of put things in perspective. And, just walking around Staten Island, it kind of reminded me of Charlotte. So I had that little home feel whenever I need to get away just to debrief, relax, it will be Promenade, Staten Island. And, I spent a lot of time there. And then, after the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers went down, I took a break from everything. Went home, recouped. It was certainly a moment where, everything changed. Coming back to New York, making a fresh start. This is when, I had to really focus on, all right, here we go, Mike, we're back. Family and friends telling me to come back. I'm like, nah, I really want this. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get there. So as the competition got stiffer, I would say when I got back to New York, looking to get my feet, wet again, I really had to buckle down. I mean, it was a lot happening at that time. So at the promenade, it was like, all right, here we go, Mike. Let's do it. There's no turning back. I mean, this is it. I mean, do you want this, or are you just talking? You know, at that time, I said, you know what? I want this. I really do. I didn't move here for the bright lights, the big city, or to say that, you know, I was just living in New York just for the glitz and glamour. Like, nah, it wasn't even like that. I came here for a purpose. And at that moment, that's when I made that promise. And from that moment, things picked up. You know, working in television, working on production, you know, all these different things started landing in my lap. I mean, I really took chasing my dreams personal. It wasn't anything that I was afraid of. I did everything above and beyond. That's when things got really busy for me. You know, the acting pickup, television production, daytime TV, working at networks. I mean, you name it. You know, I did everything that I wanted to do after I made that promise. Now, had I not made that promise, would things have gone in that direction? I don't know. But, you know, it was like, I'm here, I'm ready, let's do it. There's no turning back. I came in for a purpose. And what I would say to someone who, you know, who's chasing their dreams, like, look, something you believe in, something you really want, you go for it. It doesn't matter. You know, you go out and you give it 1,000%. You put everything on the line. And I did that. You know, at the end of the day, there's no regrets. I look back now and say, you know what, 20 years ago, that was the best decision I ever made. To not go back to Charlotte where it was comfortable after 9/11, but to stay here, persevere through. I believed in myself. I looked to God for strength. And, you know, I just put one foot in front of the other and I kept it moving. And, you know, it was an amazing ride. An amazing ride. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was just the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. I mean, I've had some great moments, but I would certainly say, you know, living out my dreams, you know, is by far, you know, one of the coolest things ever. And I encourage, you know, everyone to do that. Even when times get tough, you know, dig deep, you know, look to God, ask for strength, patience, clarity, you know, and He will certainly provide that. And there were a lot of long days and long nights where, you know, I prayed to God about that. Like, God, just give me the strength to keep moving forward. But I had to have faith. I had to believe. Faith without works is dead, right? So I just couldn't ask for it and not put forth the effort. But I believe wholeheartedly. And it was beautiful. You know, it was extremely beautiful. But back then, when I made that promise, that was my moment of truth. You know, I had to accept the fact that things were going to be busy or things were going to be tough. But in order for me to get it, I had to get through it. So, but what's to come next? Well, just wait and see. I mean, there's a lot that I want to do still, and I'm looking forward to, you know, the next phase of where this career is going to take me, and I'm very excited. So just stay tuned, but continue to live your dreams out. I'll see you on the other side.